What's up? I'm Simone.
And I'm Sierra, and this is
Up on
Game. So today we're going to talk about a very controversial topic in the sports world, and it should college athletes get paid or should they not get paid? So I'm just going to read a little bit of something that I found. I got some notes for you guys.
Got the receipts.
Okay, so 10 years ago, most were against paying college student athletes. Now in 2019, California has voted unanimously. That means all yeses, no nos, okay, to pass a bill that allows student athletes to receive money from endorsements, their name, and their likeness. So this bill is saying like students would get money from outside sources and not the school. So give some examples of that.
Okay, so this is basically an example. Lonzo, remember when you guys remember Lonzo Ball was at UCLA and he had that buzz, like UCLA was hot when he was there. So you guys already know his jerseys was selling. He was on a couple of front covers of the magazine. So that's basically saying like since he was selling all those jerseys and he was on those front covers of those magazines, he would be getting money for that. He would get paid for that.
Right. Student athletes would get money from their jersey sales, anything that has their name on it, anything that is promoted with their name on it, they would get money from that. Like if Nike wanted to put you in a commercial or wanted to do like a shoe deal with you or whatever, that's what you would get money for. So it's not the school paying you, it's outside sources. We just want to make that clear.
Yes.
Before we start
going forward,
talking about this. So first we're going to talk about the pros. So we're going to talk about the people who agree with student athletes getting paid and what are some of the pros of that. So some of the pros that we found as we were researching on the internet is obviously more money for the student athletes.
Yeah.
And student athletes deserve that money because they put their bodies on the line. They're held to a higher standard. So they're expected to get good grades in school and everything that comes with being a student athlete. Not every student athlete goes pro. So there's no professional career guarantee for a student athlete. So maybe they can make some money, in college. Okay,
right.
Some money in to provide relief for their families. That's another pro. So some people have to send money home to their mom, whatever situation may be, and that may help. Paying student athletes will help that. Also, paying student athletes might make athletes stay at the school longer, because most athletes leave like the people that are one and done. They leave because they want to make that money so they can take care of whatever. A lot of them say, I want to buy my mama a house, I want to do this, I want to do that. But if they were getting paid in college and they had that money in college, maybe they would stay longer. Maybe we would see Zion's in college for 4 years, or maybe we would see like anybody who left and that was one and done. Maybe they would be in college all 4 years instead of leaving.
Imagine
and that
that
would
Kentucky class.
Right, that would make the college games better. It would make competition better, everything like that. So with that being said, those are just some of the pros. Okay, so we have some tweets and some different, remarks from different people on the internet. So I was on Twitter, and it's this woman. Her @name is @Bree Newsom, and she's a prominent black woman. And she tweeted, "What's the justification for not paying college student athletes, but yet allowing everyone else involved to create a billion dollar industry around the labor?"
Wow.
So let's just talk about that tweet. So she's saying, why shouldn't the college athlete get paid if the coach is getting paid millions, if the school's making millions, if the program is making millions, but the people who are actually,
applying the effort.
Yeah, why are they not making some type of money? That's
right.
What her tweet is saying. So we did more research, okay? So I'm gonna just read you guys some facts about different coaches and how much they get paid. Okay, so according to USA Today, the 2019 salary for John Calipari, which is the head coach at Kentucky for the men's basketball team. Okay, in 2019 he made $9,276,643 in 1 year. Okay, his college players, nothing, right? College players, they didn't make any money, but the coach made $9 million.
Yikes.
Something else. According to the Orlando Centennial, it's an article by this this man named Matt Marshall. Okay, and this was written April 26, 2019. Okay, the Clemson football coach, Dabo Swinney, I hope I'm saying his name right. He signed a 10-year, $93 million contract extension that makes him the highest paid coach in the NCAA.
$9.3 million a year.
For the next 10 years. How much did his players make? Nothing. Okay, last one. According to USA Today, the Big Ten Conference had nearly $759 million in revenue in 2018.
So revenue is like jerseys being sold, tickets to games, everything that has to deal with the teams in that conference.
Right. So that's all the teams in the Big Ten Conference. Just the money they made basically off athletes. $759 million. Okay?
Sheesh.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. So, let's talk about one more coach, okay? The University of Virginia coach, basketball coach, he actually, instead of taking his raise, he gave $500,000 to the development of current and former athletes of his. Okay, so instead of taking his raise, so they offered him, I don't remember how long the deal was, they offered him a raise, and he was like, I'm grateful for the raise, but I'm making more than enough. I appreciate it because that means the school wants me, that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, but I have more than enough. I have more than enough money. So he, instead of taking that money, he put the money back into the players to develop them and develop their careers. So
we need more stuff like that.
We commend him
Yes.
for that. Another thing we want to talk about is Nigel Hayes, okay? For you guys that don't know who Nigel Hayes is, he's a former Wisconsin basketball player.
A beast.
He went to school while I was in school, okay? We were in the same conference, the Big Ten, okay? And he was very, very vocal about being a broke college student athlete.
Yeah.
He was very, very vocal about that. So the video we posted with the signing day, and the players saying they're signing away their name, they won't get any money off their name, likeness, whatever. That was a video that he posted that we found on his Twitter page. Okay, so he went to College Game Day, around 2016, 2017, 2015, around that time. Okay, he was at College Game Day, and that's like, can you explain what College Game Day?
Okay, so College Game Day is like if that's the most popular game on Saturday, the sports football game, right? The sports analysis will be there, and then they pick who's gonna win by the mascot, and it's like a big old thing. It's like a huge deal.
So the fans are all in the back. So he was there. He went to College Game Day and held up a sign. Okay, mind you, he's like one of the top players in the Big Ten and all that stuff. He held up a sign and it said, "Broke college athlete, anything helps." Okay, so he was always speaking out against it. Okay, he always thought that college athletes should get paid. He also made a tweet. The Big Ten made nearly $450 million. Mind you, now they're making $759 million. Back when he was in school, like 2016, it was $450 million. And he said, "My scholarship is about $160,000. If only there was enough money to pay us." So that's coming from a student athlete.
Yeah.
That's coming from the source, the people that everybody's. A lot of the people that are talking about it are people outside. Former student athletes, whatever. But this is from athlete. He tweeted this in 2016, okay, while he was a student athlete.
Right, and he was a marquee player.
Right, he was a top player. He
was a marquee player.
Right. So, we also the last thing we're going to talk about is where the money goes to. We're not saying that the money should be given in the hand.
Like straight cash.
Yeah, maybe it should go to groceries, or it should go to traveling expenses. Because I know from personal experience, for me to make a round trip to LA and back from Michigan, it was like $500.
And you was only staying for like a day and a half.
Right, and that was not paid for by the school. So maybe some money can go to groceries, traveling, things like that. So those are some of the pros. Those are a little bit of our experiences and some things for you guys to think about. I want you guys to think about this and, make your own opinion based on, the information we gave you guys today.
Right. Okay, you guys, so it is time for our water break. We're going to keep it simple again. We're going to do like a simple riddles and questions, okay? So I picked 3 questions/riddles for Sierra to answer, and she's picked 3 for me to answer. So let's just see how this goes. I'm up first. All right, Sierra, you ready?
Yep.
All right. Question riddle 1. All right. There is one sport in which neither the spectators nor the participants know the score or the leader until the contest ends. What is it?
That the spectators or the player don't know who's winning to the end.
Mm-hmm.
Winning to the end.
You gotta think all sports.
All sports. I don't know.
Boxing.
Oh.
Girl.
Oh.
Ooh, next question.
Girl, you act like that was easy.
It was easy.
How was it?
What NFL quarterback has been in the most Super Bowls?
Oh, Tom Brady?
Okay, you got that one.
Duh.
But you won't get this one. Watch this. Who is the only NFL
Shout out to Michigan.
Go Blue. Who is the only NFL player to have also played in the MLB World Series?
MLB World. I don't know.
I'm going to give you a hint. It was a 30 for 30 on him.
I don't know.
I'm going to give you another hint. He's a lefty.
I don't know.
Deion Sanders.
Okay.
Oh my God.
All right, now my turn.
Watch, I'm about
So
to
I
get all
was
the answers.
1 for 3.
Yeah, you were.
Okay. Here we go. We're gonna start with a riddle. What sport has 4 letters? Is played all around the world and begins with a T.
Track.
Golf. That's wrong. The answer was golf, y'all, not track. How many? TRACK. Anyways, number 2. What was Kobe Bryant's NBA draft pick? Like, what number was he picked?
13.
Okay.
Okay.
This might be easy, too. Who was the youngest player to win MVP in the NBA?
Dang, you haven't given me a hint.
No.
Girl, that's just why I gave you hints.
Who was the youngest player to win MVP in the NBA?
Kobe?
Derrick Rose.
Mm.
All right, you guys, we both won
Time.
at 3. Okay, this week's water break. Hope you guys enjoy. Tune in next time. We have some more stuff for you guys. Now, we're going to talk about the cons of student athletes getting paid, okay? Stay tuned in, you guys.
Okay, so in the first video we were talking about the pros, so I'm going to start off with the cons, okay? So people believe this bill won't be beneficial because it would place athletics over academics.
So basically that means people would, since I'm getting paid to play in college now, I would put, sports before school. That's what some people are afraid of. Like, oh, they just want to come to school and play sports, and they don't care about the academics or anything else. All they want to do is come and play sports.
So it's going to add on to that stigma of the athlete. So you're saying?
That's what the con is. And this is stuff we found on the internet. Different stuff we found during our research. So people believe people will go to college just to play sports and not to actually get a degree.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next one.
Okay. So the next one says there are a lot of gray areas.
So people think there's a lot of gray areas based on who gets paid, how money will be distributed, and is there a salary cap on payment. So like we said before on the first video, the bill is saying a person will get paid based on their name, their likeliness, and endorsement. So it's not an entire team getting paid, okay? It's not like, oh, football is bringing the school the most revenue, so the whole football team is getting paid. That's not what the bill is saying. It's saying, based on a person's, reputation, likeness, whatever, they'll get paid. They'll be able to make money off jersey sales, different things like that. So I think some people may be confused about that, and some people may be asking, so how much is there a limit on how much one person can make? So say if I'm like a great player at my school and I have like Nike wants to do a commercial with me and they want to make a shoe with me and then my jersey is selling and I'm making. Is there a limit on how much money I can make?
Right.
Or that's the question people have. Is there going to be a limit, or can one person make as much money as they can make in the 4 years, or however long they're in college?
Right.
Okay, what's the next one?
Okay, so the next one is there will be bidding wars with the boosters.
So when we say that, the bidding wars, so some people are afraid that with high school recruitment, they'll have boosters approaching high school students saying, oh, if you come to my school, the school I want you to go to, I'll, buy $1 million worth of your jerseys, or I'll, get you a deal with Nike or something like that. So they're afraid that, it will mess up their recruitment process from high school to college, and it would be more about how much money I can make than about the education and the playing for a certain coach or playing with certain players. It would be more about, how much money I can make if I go to this school or that school.
Right.
What's the next one?
Okay, so the next one, it'll be more about the money instead of that quote-unquote college feeling.
Yeah, so it would just be this. She basically said it would be more about money. People would want to go to school about money. Everything would be about money, and would lose, like, people say the college feel. Like, college has a certain feel. If you've been to college, you know it's just a different feel from professional, because it's more about, playing for your school, playing for alumni, playing for your coach, and less about, oh, I have to get money and I have to, it's less about money in college because they're not making any money.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's just a different feel because of that difference. And the last one,
it'll lose your amateurism. So amateurism is like that. It's like a box they put you in that shows that you're. I'm sorry. So it shows that you're an athlete, but you're not a professional.
Yeah, amateurism is you're not a pro yet.
Yeah.
You're not getting paid for what you do. That's amateurism.
So basically, those little NCAA videos they used to have you watch at the travel ball tournaments, it's the same thing. Like that, all the videos explained into one.
Right.
Basically.
Okay, so we've also done research on people who don't think that student athletes should get paid, okay? So there's a guy, his @name is Ben Murphy TV. He's a sports reporter, okay? He made a video, just talking about the cons. I don't think he really picked a side, but he was just talking about, some problems that may occur if athletes are paid, okay? So in his video, he talked about the gray area, like we talked about before, and would there be a salary cap? How much can one person get paid? And I think that's something if the bill is passed with everybody and it's official, it's something that needs to be talked about. Is can one person make however much money they want to make, or is there a limit? That needs to be discussed before it's passed, because it may be a problem with a kid, making millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. That may be a problem. We don't know, Or you may have a limit, like you can make this amount per year or per 4 years. So maybe you have to make smart business decisions. I don't know. It may, that may be something that needs to be talked about. So he talked a lot about gray areas, okay? Also, he talked about the boosters. He's the one that brought up the boosters.
Right.
I think that's a very good thing that he brought up, because a
lot of people don't know about
that affects recruiting. So how do you compete, with a booster telling a kid, like, I'm giving you $1 million if you come to Texas. But how do you compete as a coach if you're at USC or something? How do you compete with that? How do you recruit a player that you want? And maybe if money wasn't involved, maybe he would come to your school. But how do you compete with that as a coach? I don't think they're gonna allow coaches to offer money. That's
against the rules.
Yeah. So how do you compete with that? How do you get the players that you want? How is that gonna cause coaches to start sliding people money? Is it gonna how is that gonna really affect recruiting? Because people are gonna go to college based on, like, oh, I'm gonna make more money here than there. So it becomes more like professional teams. Like, when like a professional athlete. Oh, I'm going where I'm getting more money. And the pros is also like they love the game, but it's about money.
It's
like
business.
I want to make the most money. If this team is giving me this amount of money, this team is giving me that amount of money, I'm gonna go to the team that's giving me more money.
Right.
So that's what the high school recruitment process will turn into, and that may or may not be a problem. But it seems like it's hard for a coach to get a player to come somewhere when they're trying to compete with somebody that's offering them money.
And on top of that, these people are kids at the end of the day.
Yeah, they're young 17, 18-year-old kids and getting money. It looks good, you know what I'm saying? But it may not, that person offering you money, that might not be the fit for you. But just because you see the money, whatever. So that may cause
and all
problems.
The pressures around you.
Yeah, so if student athletes are getting paid, that may cause problems. Okay, so we found a tweet from a former student athlete, okay? His name is Matt Finks, okay? And he tweeted, "College student athletes sign a contract. If they don't like the terms, they don't have to sign. No one is forcing them. They would be free to go out and sell their likeness and name to whoever. But is anyone paying without the platform of the college fan base?" And he put a question mark. So he's saying, if let's use who? Let's use Tim Tebow as an example. Tim Tebow also did a video that we posted. And, we could talk about a little bit of that maybe later. But he's saying, if Tim Tebow didn't go to college, would people want to really buy his jerseys like that? Would he be that popular? So he's saying the college atmosphere, without the college atmosphere, would an athlete be as hyped up as they were if they did go to college?
See, that was a very good point.
Yeah, that's the point that he made. And we could talk a little bit about the Tim Tebow video. He had a perspective on it that he knew his jersey was making a lot of money, but he didn't want that money. But he was somebody that came from what I know of, a more prestigious background, and maybe some prestigious students agree with him. That's their perspective. And that's some of the reasons why they believe student athletes shouldn't get paid. Okay, and also people believe paying student athletes ruins the sport.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it for today. Today, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned the different perspectives. Okay, let us know how you feel in the comments.
Yes, please.
All right, make sure you tune in next time on Up on Game.